This is a short video on resistance. So resistance is described along with voltage and current under Ohm's law, where resistance is a property of conductive materials which impedes the current produced across a potential difference. So say you have a wire hooked up to a battery, the battery provides a potential difference, wants to make a current run through the wire, but resistance is going to stop that current from happening. So as I said, wires have resistance. This is proportional to their resistivity. So something like copper, which is used widely in electronics, this has a low resistivity, so the resistance is lower than, say, if you were to try and make a wire out of plastic, which would have a high resistivity. The resistance from a wire is also proportional to the length, so the longer the length of wire, the more of that material has to go through, so the less current that can get through. And if you think about area, if we have a bigger area, more current's going to be able to get through. So a higher area means a lower resistance. The other common way to introduce resistance to a basic circuit is a resistor. So here we have an image of a resistor in real life and its symbol in electronic circuits, which will be used again later. So this is basically just to add resistance to a circuit, maybe to reduce the current in it, or for whatever purposes is needed. These resistors come with a chart, which has a band code, which indicates what their resistor value is. The last band is really important. It indicates a tolerance. It's really hard to make a precise resistor, so this gives a range of resistances. There are commonly multiple resistors in a circuit, so for resistors put in series, the total resistance can be simplified down to just the one resistor, which is the addition of all the resistors in series. So you can see the equation. We have R1, which is 10, R2, which is 20, R3, which is 30, so it's just 60 ohms. When they're placed in parallel, it's a little bit trickier. If you look at the equation, it'll make a bit more sense, but an important note is that the total resistance is lower than even just the 10 ohm resistor. It's lower than the lowest solar resistor. This is because the electrons have more pathways to travel to, so the overall resistance is lower. And that's the basics of resistance and resistors. Thanks for listening.